I mean, yeah, like that accomplishment is like a feather in the hat. You know what I mean? When it comes to all the things that we've done, you know. And for the MC Challenge to be broadcast on a national television show, to have like everything go through, and you know, it wasn't exactly the format, but it was a really good representation of it, and it didn't come off on some corny shit. And it's really hard to work with a production company and make sure. I mean, I don't know firsthand because it's not my experience there, but I would say like every single television show I see, and the things that I've been involved in, like I was invited to the White Rapper show back in the day, and all of those things.
The what?
Yeah, I'll
You
tell
never heard of the White Rapper show?
I want to get to that, but we'll go back to your story after this.
Just to say, when you go behind the scenes with a production company, they're going to want to make your shit a sellout. They're going to want to sell the most tickets. They're going to want to have the most optics. And the end of the week Quebec team was able to translate the MC Challenge with minor changes and have it come across as something that's not only like really good to watch, but authentic and sticks to the core values of what end of the week is. You know what I mean? Which is an amazing feat. That's not easy to do. You know, so
not easy.
Or to season 2. And I'll say this, like I'm sure some people from Quebec will watch this, especially because you're from Quebec. But I would say that these motherfuckers got me bad, bro. Like I'm like, yo, that whole season was lit, and I think it ended like at the end of March, right? Like very end of March. And then the next thing I saw Heads post on the Quebec page was like a picture of a sailboat, like a little sailboat. And they were like, season 2 is coming soon, and it's going to be on a boat. And like, I work in events, B. I was like, that is a fucking logistical nightmare. Why would they do that? That's the type of sellout shit that we don't want to see. I was like, what the fuck is about to happen? And meanwhile, it was April 1st. You know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers is like, yo, we just like playing games with Heads because there is a lot of anticipation for season 2. And they got him. Like, I was like, oh.
Got him.
I literally, I had a moment where I was like, yo,
that's Waida, right? Like, she's the one that does that shit, I'm pretty sure. That's amazing.
Yeah, Waida runs the account, but I do think that Guillaume or somebody else made it up.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, regardless, them motherfuckers got me. I called Waida. I was like, yo, are y'all kidding? And she like tried to lead along for like a minute or two, and then just started laughing. It was like, dickhead, it's fucking April 1st. Like, it's April Fool's Day. Like,
that's hilarious.
I was like, I be taking shit way too serious, yo.
That's amazing.
But yeah, nah. Anyway, yeah, super proud of that shit. And like, you know, after all, man, like, there's a lot of things bubbling, and you know, we could even, you know, be real to say that, you know, what happened on a public access channel in Canada is something that is going to get more of those opportunities for more of the chapters around the world. You know what I mean?
That's incredible.
Like, yeah.
Yo, shout out all of them. And shout out to Littyyy Bro, because I know he was involved in that, and he's a wonderful guy.
Benoit, Guillaume, Waida, fucking, I mean, the list goes on. They're
honestly,
you know, like, I can't say enough, and I know that I'm forgetting some people's names. It doesn't even, you know, to me, I feel like EOW Quebec is the first thing that we need to say, and you know, just that's like, you know, ASAP Gang. Like, just put that at the end of your name, and you're lit. You know what I'm saying? They're killing it. They've been killing it.
Yeah, to be fair, I've met them in person, I think, like once, and I'm actually excited because they're doing some shit in September, and I'm like, oh, say word, I'm gonna see y'all in real life. That's cool, because basically we started doing this, and then they got all this media gag with a TV show, and we're like, I can't really talk to you right now, you're media.
Got you.
So now it's like, okay, say word, I can go like actually meet the Quebec people. Like, I'm way more familiar with the New York side than I am with the Quebec side at this point.
Shouts to all of those names, though, that you shouted out. Yeah. And shouts to you for, like, hitting all them French accents magnifique.
You did that well. I didn't. Yeah, it's a good point. Nothing hit me. It just blended.
Yeah, I would have butchered it a little bit. All good though. I'm proud of my butchering of the French language. I'm like,
I'm okay
I
with
mispronounced it. It still sounds fly though.
You know, I mean, and let me say this too. Peace to Gavin, yo. Like, Osti is the man. Osti, actually, and I fucked that one up. You know, he comes through to the open mic. He supports. He's hosted the open mic. He's hosted a bunch of different things for us. He's been a participant on Frio Dub in a really consistent way. Is super dope. When I was talking before about like when I write, I want to write more. You know what I'm saying? And one time on the open mic, Osti came through, and did a joint. And Zoo was like, "Yo, you remind me of this," and I was like, "Oh, word, that's ill." And he and I and Zoo got a joint that's gonna come. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I forgot a ton of names, and it's crazy. I don't have many new songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a song with Big Zoo and Vanguard and Osti one from Quebec that's coming out, and I forgot to say his name when I was bigging up the team. So that's crazy. But that's also a little, a goose egg. What do you call it? Not a goose egg. What do you call them? An Easter egg.
Easter egg. Yeah.
An Easter. I said a goose egg. Damn.
It's all right, man. This is fun. Okay, but now we have to go back to your story, right? Because, I mean, you do connect with some interesting people. Apparently, you get invited to a white boy rap show I've never heard of.
You know who invited me to it?
No.
Scram Jones, because he didn't want to do it. Motherfuckers hit him up and was like, "Yo, you want to be on a white rapper show?" And he was like, "Are you kidding me? I'm about to be a Grammy-nominated producer." You know what I'm saying?
Which, by the way, real quick, you didn't say Namin, but like that's a Namin moment, right? Where like you said Scram Jones' name, right? I don't know if Holden necessarily is familiar with
Scram Jones is one of those names I've heard of, but like I don't know that I know, but I probably know, and if you talked, I'll be like, oh yeah, more than I know off the top of my head.
Scram Jones produced many records that you know. We could go through the list, but you could also just go to the Wikipedia if you want to.
Yep.
Plenty. He's got Grammys and shit. But I met Scram Jones at EO Dub. He was the DJ at EO Dub when I first started going there, and is the homie. He's a cool dude. We call him the triple threat. You know what I mean? He always had dope beats, is the ill DJ, like can cut, like blend, like he could, he's a very talented DJ. And he's also no shit, like on the low, the same way that like you're behind the suit and I'm behind the scenes, and like heads might know my name, but they don't really see me around. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been to a lot of situations where I was on this side of the camera rather than on that side of the camera. You know what I mean? I'm in that room, but I'm not on the screen. Like, Scram is the illest rapper in that sense. Like, motherfuckers don't even know he raps. It's like, he used to be funny and be like, I'm the DJ tonight, and it's like, yo, like, everybody gets to spit, and now the club's closed. What's my name? Skip? You know what I mean? And no, your name's not Skip, but like, we can't even believe that you didn't spit tonight because he is metaphors, double entendre, flow, cadence, bars, like punchlines. You know what I'm saying? Scram is the illest. But heads, they also say, Skip on, he's a rapper because he's the producer. You know what I'm saying? He was the DJ with us, and he'd be like, yo, I didn't get to rock tonight. What's good? After that, it wasn't even a thing. He's out here fucking producing for Mariah Carey. He's producing for Cameron. He's producing for fucking, Jay Mills. He's producing for, his hit record. I think one of the biggest records that he did was the Yeah for Remy Ma.
For Remy Ma. Yeah, which was one of her biggest songs up until she jumped on all the way up.
Not only her biggest song, like when I heard that, I was like, yo, like not only is this dope that Scram like just got one, but that I love that beat. You know what I mean? Not like sometimes you hear some shit that's out there and it's not really that thing. You know what I mean? That was that thing at that time. That shit was super lit,
And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe Scram was the first in-house DJ at the Dub.
Scram Jones was the first DJ. I think that not I think, I know that the first EO Dub installation was in August of 2000. And in August of 2000, this guy, Joey Ty, who was a DJ that's friends with the crew, is the person who introduced the idea of an open mic to be collaborated on between Solid Ground, which is Nunzio and Zoo, and Eye to Eye, which is Vice Versa's and Prolific One. And this guy said, like, you guys are both ill entities in the underground hip hop scene, come together and host this open mic. And that man passed, like, he not passed away, but got sick, really sick with cancer, and, you know, subsequently passed away before they were ever able to have the first event. But the first event was booked. And when it was coming up, and the DJ, the person who was bringing everybody together, wasn't able to attend, Jason, Vice Versa, called Scram, because Scram was another DJ that was on the scene in the Lower East Side at that time of year, at that time of decade. And he called him and asked him to come. And then it's fucking Solid Ground, Eye to Eye, Scram Jones, EO Dub. You know what I mean? James Bond, Kendrick, Goldhirsch, you know what I'm saying? All of the Zeus crew. Everybody just started becoming EO Dub. End of the week, you know? I don't even think, I'm not even sure about the timing, if End of the Week was like the name of it on the first night, you know? I know that Jason came up with End of the Week, you know? Somebody's commenting. Big Ox.
A little off, but 90% right. That's fair. But
yeah, well, yes. I mean, look, I was not there.
We got Big Zoo's story. We got Big Zoo's version on wax. We got Nunzio's version on wax. We got fucking Propane's version on wax. We got some versions of the story. This is your version.
I would defer to those versions for factual stuff, but I would say that when the story gets told, not if you weren't there and it can be considered 90% accurate, that's the type of integrity that EO Dub is after. You know what I'm saying?
That is.
I accept that. Yeah, I like the way you answer stuff, Vanguard.
Facts plus facts. He's very deliberate. I've been blessed to consider Vanguard a friend for over a decade now, and the man is very, very deliberate with his words, and I'm being deliberate by using the word deliberate. You know what I mean? Like, he is very precise about what it is that he's trying to say, and making sure that he uses the exact words that need to be used to get his point across. And that's
yo, Dutch, I fuck with that, but I would also say that, like, you know, I'm known to put my foot in my mouth too. You know what I mean? And nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, live life, you know. End of the week, you know, the thing that I said in the beginning of this is that if you could just be like a slightly better person than you were yesterday, you're doing the right thing. You're lit, you know? Like, and give yourself more credit, man. Like, you don't gotta be out here fucking, you know, I mean, thank you for the complimentary words. I do agree with you, because I'm a conceited bastard. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow I'm gonna try to be.
I love the way you answer shit, my guy. I like it a lot. However, we do need to go. Okay, so we've established. This was all a tangent to establish who Scram Jones was, which was a tangent on an intro point to his story.
Go ahead.
So with him and his brother and what they were listening to. And
I was listening to the same shit that Scram was listening to, because when you get with hip hop kids and you get around them, you're especially in the early 90s, when I was 12 and 13 years old, which I believe is the time where people actually start like going out on their own to make their own decisions. They're no longer like cooped up with what their parents are buying them. You want to get your style, you switch your style, you change your shit. That's all lovely shit. That all happens in maybe that happens multiple times throughout your life, which is cool too. But like, that definitely happens between like 10 and 13. You know what I mean?
Big facts.
You know, so, you know, for me, you know, yeah, like hip hop was there, and
but
you know, Gangstar was, you know.
No, there was actually the White Rapper Show.
The White Rapper Show. So Scram hit me one morning and was like, "Yo, I just got offered to do this shit. Womp womp womp. I ain't doing it," because he, you know, and like I got off the phone with him and I was like, "Wait a minute." Scram just said, I don't want to do this really corny, compromising, whack-ass shit, but I have the ability to pass the invitation to somebody else. Do you want to do it? And I was like, should I say thanks or go fuck yourself? Because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course it's...
I know exactly what you're saying.
He's trying to alley-oop me some shit, but then at the same time, it's like, that might be coming back Matumbo blocking my shit. I'm like, I know that he wasn't trying to do that. He was just trying to pass the opportunity. No. But I was just like, wait, I just heard you explain that you don't want to do it because it's a bad idea and it's whack, but you're asking me if I want to do it? I was like, oh, damn. I know it was no funny style shit. But yeah, that was like a thing, and you know,
was this an actual show? Did it happen?
Was an actual?
It was on VH1 or something.
And it's called the White Rapper Show.
It was on VH1.
Persia from Buffalo.
Yo, sorry to interrupt y'all. I'm dead watching that shit right now. I swear to God, before y'all even mentioned this shit, I'm watching it, cringing my ass off right now.
That is one of the hosts of EO Beats show that happens regularly on the EOW Zoom network. So
yeah, so the White Rapper Show was some really corny, whack, compromising shit. It was just like the other shows that you've recently seen on, you know, Netflix with Cardi B and T.I. and shit like that, something like that. And they would like, or like The Band. You remember The Band where they send them to Brooklyn to get cheesecake and they make fools out of them, but they also put them in the studio. It was like that type of like, you know, reality show / white rappers though. And Persia, who's nice, is from there and has no, you know, she's actually nasty. And then there was like a bunch of whack motherfuckers. And then there was this dude, his name was John Brown. And
hold on.
He stopped rapping. He was like,
this is real. Like, I'm like tripping.
What?
Nah, hold on.
For one thing, like we can now see it off cam, like for the non-stream people.
I like Shamrock. I like Shamrock.
Some of them were nice, yo. Some of them were nice.
Some of them was all right, man. They wasn't all cheesy cornballs, but there were a lot of cheesy cornballs.
So anyway, I went to the audition, but didn't go in. I saw the line and I was like, oh, hell no. And this is exactly why somebody like Scram was like, I'm not doing it, but I could, you know, put you on a list if you want to go type shit. No, but back in the day, that's the way things used to be. I know that, like, you know, one of these battles that Zoo and Breeze were in, direct effect battle or something like that, they used to have auditions for that. The line would be fucking down the corner, and if you were lucky enough to get through and impress somebody, maybe you get a chance to be on MTV. So, like, this was like that era of things, early 90s.
I totally hear that. And we can see it off cam that it's airing on one of the cams from the people you can't see on the stream. And it's just, I get it. Just seeing the outfits of these people makes me...
It's ridiculous. I mean, it's also 2003 or 2004 where heads got like T-shirts down to their knees and it fitted over their ears. And
it was
it's just a wild, crazy... I mean, shit, man.
It was definitely crazy to see like white people from like definitely suburbs, right? That like are inspired by hip hop, but and then like rocking like the 4X T-shirt with the super baggy pants.
Really just emulating someone's life on some shit where it's like now in the real world where heads have like, you know, considered other people's feelings. You know what I'm saying? Or at least the conversation has been started because nobody was telling white guys who like just straight emulated something that was from another region of life in like, and they were able to do it really well because they had some paper, you know what I'm saying? Like I could get the new Jordans, I could get the new fly shit that's like on television and then just emulate that style. It's like not even culture, of course, culture vulture, but like beyond culture vulture, also like appropriative, gentrifier, like what are the other words that we can use to describe this? You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, that's what that show is, and that's why motherfuckers like me were like, and Scram way smarter than me. No.
Big understanding.
And I can't even believe Persia went through that shit and actually was. Well, she's just an authentic person. You know what I'm saying? Like her shit is true. She wasn't like putting on a clown suit. You know what I'm saying? She was who she was, and she could actually rap. But a lot of that shit, and you said, yo, I like Shamrock, but like, yeah, whatever. And peace to Shamrock.
Yeah.
Shamrock.
No, all good.
It's all right.
By the way, though, like,
2021.
Persia like is like she's kind of the reason to tune into that show if you were to watch it like looking back, right? Like one of the like probably biggest standout moments on that show is like Persia smacking a dude with a dildo or some shit like along those lines. It might have not been exactly that, right? But like
I didn't watch it either. I know it existed. I've seen stuff.
No, it is. It just happened. I literally just watched it.
Yeah.